This is a small iron certificate on display today in China's National Museum. It was granted by Emperor in late Tang Dynasty and represents an extraordinary privilege. The holder and even his descendants could be spared the death penalty if they broke the law. The family that received it, the Qian clan of Wuyue, is often considered China's true old money family. Among their descendants, here stands Qian Xuesen, a founding figure of China's space program. Qian Mu, a renowned historian, Qian Zhongshu, a literary giant, and Qian Yongjian, a Nobel Prize-winning chemist. Recently, a popular TV drama in China titled Swords into Plowshares has also brought the story of this family back into the spotlight. I'm Zhuge, a man who loves history and tea. Today, let's dive into this family. Okay, the man who received this certificate was Qian Liu. He was born in the year 852 in the city of Hangzhou. Back then, Hangzhou was not a global tech hub or tourist city. It was just a small town. At that time, the Tang Dynasty was falling apart. China has entered a brutal age of warlords, rebellions, and endless civil wars, a era known as the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms, somewhat similar to Europe after the fall of Rome. The game Where Winds Meet is also happened in this era. Qian Liu came from a poor background. He joined the army early in life, and through courage, discipline, and strategy, he rose through the chaos. Eventually, he controlled much of China's southeastern coast and founded the kingdom of Wuyue. But here is what made Qian Liu different. In an age when warlords dreamed of expansion, luxury, or unifying all of China, Qian Liu had a very simple ambition: protect the land, protect the people. He built strong defenses, invested sea walls, canals, and dredged the famous West Lake, turning Hangzhou into one of the most livable cities in China, even in an age of chaos. When much of China burned, Wuyue became a rare island of stability. Qian Liu always acknowledged the legitimacy of the central government. While a rival warlord attempted to declare himself emperor, Qian Liu chose to side with the central court and helped crush the rebellion. Moved by his loyalty and restraint, the Tang Emperor granted Qian Liu Danshu Tietuan, the iron certificate we mentioned at the beginning. To the people of Hangzhou, Qian Liu was not just a ruler. He was a protector. They later built temples in his honor, remembering him as the man who chose stability over ambition. But the real greatness of the Qian family didn't come from Qian Liu alone. It also came from his grandson, Qian Hongchu. By the year 978, a new dynasty, the Song Dynasty, had reunified most of China. The remaining question was quite simple: would China fall into another civil war, this time between Song and Wuyue? As the king of Wuyue Kingdom, Qian Hongchu made a decision that almost no ruler in history would dare to make. He voluntarily surrendered the entire kingdom of Wuyue, 13 provinces, millions of people, to the Song Dynasty without a single battle. He gave up his crown, his army, his state. In return, China avoided another war. In Chinese history, this decision is known as 纳土归宋, the voluntary surrender of territory to the Song Dynasty. The TV drama Swords into Plowshare is based on exactly this story. Qian Hongchu left Hangzhou and moved to the Song capital, Kaifeng, living the rest of his life under imperial supervision. When he departed, the people of Hangzhou were so worried for his safety. Then they built a pagoda and named it Baochu Pagoda, meaning protect Qian Hongchu. That pagoda still stands today. This kind of decision is extremely rare. We can compare it to James VI of Scotland being crowned King of England, bringing an end to conflict between the two kingdoms. But unlike James, Qian Hongchu gave up his throne entirely of his own will. It's also a bit like Robert Lee choosing surrender to end the American Civil War, placing national peace above personal victory. However, the war was avoided from the very beginning owing to Qian Hongzhu's decision. Or maybe we can imagine a hypothetical scenario during the 3rd century crisis of the Roman Empire, while Italy, Syria, Gaul, and Iberia were tearing each other apart in civil war. A family in a distant region, say on the island of Britain, chose a different path. They focused entirely on economic development and the protection of their people, turning London into the wealthiest city in the empire. Then, when new emperor like Valerian or Diocletian finally restored stability, the ruler of this island voluntarily surrendered his authority and traveled alone to Rome, submitting himself to the supervision of the new Augustus, not because he was defeated, but because he believed unity mattered more. Today, some of the most prosperous regions of China, Hangzhou, Suzhou, and Shanghai, all lie within the former territory of Wuyue. Their early stability was no accident, it was built, and the Qian family did not disappear. Over the next 1,000 years, they produced historians, scientists, writers, and thinkers. In Chinese history, hereditary nobility was never fully protected. Titles disappeared, privileges faded. But the Qian family endured. This is why they are often called the real old money family of China. Furthermore, what makes the story even more interesting is that in Chinese, the family name Qian literally means money. Yet their success was never just about wealth. The true secret may lie in the family code left by Qian Liu to his descendants. It emphasized the simple but powerful belief: if something benefits the world, it must be pursued. If it benefits future generations, it must be pursued even more. And perhaps this is the deepest meaning of old money in China. Not about inheritance, it's about responsibility. Before we finish, let's introduce the new section, how we assess Chinese historical figures and events. We use a two-dimensional scoring system. Modern recognition, historical impact. Take Emperor Qin Shi Huang as a reference point. He's a 5-star figure in both dimensions. Now compare that with Zhuge Liang. In terms of recognition, he's also a 5-star name. But when it comes to historical impact, it's probably closer to 4 stars or even 3.5. Now let's get back. Qian Liu receives 2 stars for modern recognition. Outside of history fans, most people don't know his name. But in terms of impact, he deserves 3 stars. Then Qian Hongzhu. His modern recognition is even lower, around 1.5 stars. But his impact reaches 3.5 stars. However, this evaluation reflects the situation before the TV drama. Once the series airs, modern recognition will likely rise significantly. For Qian Liu, 3 stars would be reasonable, and for Qian Hongzhu, recognition could climb to 3.5 stars. Okay, this is our story about Qian family of Wuyue. If you like this story, if you want to learn more comparisons between Western and Eastern history, please give me a like and subscribe. See you next time.